financial institutions, and accounts have been frozen, and more accounts will be frozen. Crowdfunding platforms and payment service providers have started the registration process with FinTrack. In terms of the specifics on whose accounts are being frozen, you now have the regulations. The financial service providers have those regulations as well, and they, working with law enforcement, will be making the operational decisions.
All right, guys, so you heard that little chuckle right at the beginning when she was being asked that question. Yeah, of course we froze the assets, right? Of course we did that, okay? As if that's perfectly normal, right? Perfectly acceptable stuff. You know, as if this is the type of stuff that they told us, right, that only happens in third world countries, right? Only our enemies do this, okay, to their people, right? Incredible stuff. Guys, could you imagine, right? Could you imagine if Trump said, hey, you know what? These people, right, BLM, Antifa, they're violent, right? You see all the protests, riots going on across the country, okay? They burning down stuff, they looting stores. Somebody is financing this. Okay, and we have to freeze their assets, right? We have to stop people from donating to, you know, these bail funds that are bailing criminals out of jail. You know, the same bail funds that woke Hollywood celebrities like, you know, Kerry Washington and Gabrielle Union, Lynn, Manuel Miranda, you know, the bail fund that these people donated to, okay? The same bail fund that essentially bailed out a failed would-be assassin, okay? If Trump said, I'm freezing the assets of BLM, right, the organization, anybody associated with the movement, and anybody that has donated to the movement, right? But these people would have lost their mind. They would have been crying fascism all day long, okay? We would never hear the end of it, right? I think that probably would have been civil war, right, if Trump was to do something like that. Okay, and I've told you guys this before. It's funny because everything that the Democrat Party has tried to do here in America, Biden tried to do here in America, right, along with what's going on in Canada, is everything that they tried to tell us that Trump was, right? And I say this time and time again. I know Trump is not a fascist. You know how I know Trump is not a fascist? Is because if he actually was a power-hungry fascist, the time to do it, to take that power, was during the pandemic, right? That is the time, right? If there was a time in this country where if somebody wanted to be a dictator, they could actually be a dictator, it would have been during the pandemic, right? You could have used the pandemic as an excuse to do that. The fact is that the only people that have used the pandemic as an excuse to try to be a dictator is Joe Biden, Justin Trudeau, whoever's running Australia, right, and whoever's running all these other countries that have used the pandemic as a way to take power, okay? Those are your real fascists, okay, that have revealed themselves, right? That's what's happening here. However, right?